All right. How many Rails guys here?
Huh? Rails? Ruby on Rails?
Few. All right, very cool. So what I'm going to show you is how Rails offers now what we offer you as the other mod Rails. So I'm going to show you how NetBeans and Glassfish together can power not only your Rails applications, but your MERV applications as well. We provide a full development, deployment environment, and hopefully, as Jenny is going to help me out, I'm going to show you, walk you through the whole process of how easy it is to develop, deploy, and even debug your applications, all from within one IDE, nice and clean. All right, so what we're looking at is, this is NetBeans IDE 6.5, and we right-click here, we create a new project. I can create a bunch of applications. We're going to focus on a Rails application. Click on New, Next, and Next. Oh, too quick. All right, so we can give a name here. So hello SHDH. All right. And we can choose JRuby platform. So you can use MRI or JRuby. Well, JRuby, after passing 55,000 and more compliance tests, is the fastest performing VM for Ruby. It's actually faster than 186 in some cases, and even 1.9, in quite a few cases. Benchmarks were published pretty recently. Those are linked from the link that I have on the SHDH site. So for now, we're going to use JRuby, and we're going to deploy it on Glassfish v3 Prelude. Now, Glassfish is a full-blown app server, but what we are using over here is the trail-down version, which allows you to host your Rails application. It's pretty extensible, so not just Java EE, but Rails, Grails, even Python and Django, those kind of applications can be very easily deployed on Glassfish. But let's leave that for details. Click on Next. You can choose the database that you want to choose. In this case, of course, we're going to use MySQL. You can choose any database that you like. Database name is specified. Click on Next. You can have multiple versions of Rails that you want to configure to 2.10, 2.12, 2.2, and all of those are very much configurable. For now, we're going to stick with 2.10, and then we're going to click on Finish. But before we do that, click on Finish over here. So now NetBeans is going to generate a standard Rails project for me that can be deployed on Glassfish v3 very easily. All of that can be changed at a runtime, whether you want to deploy in Mongrel or Revbreak, all that magic can happen. So here you see, my project is generated, nice and easy. I can right-click on it. All the standard tasks are available to me. You want to do a rake, you want to do migrate your database, or you want to generate something. You want to generate, say, maybe a scaffold. And I'm a runner, so let's generate a runner scaffold. And we're going to say distance. Distance are measured in float, and say minutes, they're measured in integer. So we specify the attributes over here. The focus really is your business competency. You want to focus on your attributes, what you really want to fulfill the data. Click on OK over here. Again, NetBeans runs the standard Rails command, invoke your scripts, and actually generate the scaffold for you. All right. So now the scaffold is ready. So what we want to do is we want to create a database. So we say rake task. It shows me the list of all the rake tasks that are available. I type create, and as you can see, the list of commands automatically narrows down. Again, the focus is helping you focus on what you're really good at. So we click on create, and this is going to automatically do my db::create command for the Rails. And that's done. And now we're going to migrate our data. So everything is literally click, 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 and go through all of this process, and everything happens in the background. So now the database is getting migrated, it's ready to roll, and we're going to run our application. So we can run, and what it's doing is it's launching Glassfish again within the NetBeans IDE, and it's deploying my Rails application. Now this is a Rails application deployed as is. There's no more packaging or any other magic. Okay, there's magic, some magic at least. So we're deploying a Rails application as is on Glassfish. There is no war packaging or anything that we're doing. All right, so here is our Rails application, and I type my controller. Now everything goes well. Let's create a new runner. So let's say 5 miles and our 8-minute pace, that gives us 40 minutes. Click on create. And our runner is now easily created. That's no fun. Let's see how we can up-level this discussion and provide you a better environment for that. Gosh, yeah. So right-click here, and this time we want to say, hey, I want to debug my application. Debug, and I want to debug the server-side application as it's running. So again, Glassfish v3 starts up on a debug port, very nice and easy. Okay, so here we go, the application is ready. I click on runners, and my application shows up the exact same data that I just entered. Now I want to go back in my controllers, expand it over here, and let's say you want to set up a breakpoint here. Set up a breakpoint, go back to my browser, and I click on new runners. It doesn't run because the breakpoint has been hit in the IDE. As you can see, it changed from pink to green. So that's pretty cool. Now the cool part over here is I can look at all the local variables. So let me expand this over here. I can look at all the variables over here. I can keep expanding and it looks pretty nice. I can look at the complete call stack and it goes all the way into Rails. So for example, I can see SQL cache. I can double click here and it shows where we are exactly in the Rails stack. It can show everything over here. I can click on dispatcher and it shows me all of that. So that's the Rails part. Development using NetBeans, deployment in Glassfish, and debugging again in NetBeans. Similarly, let's go to the command prompt and let's see how easy it is to create a MERB application. This time we are using JRuby. So all we're saying is merge_on core. Now, MERB, as you know, has components. The data mapper part has a dependency on the native Ruby. So that cannot be run with JRuby yet. We're working on a Java port of it. But until then, you can say merge_on core, hello. It's going to run, it's going to create a simple MERB application for me. So here it goes. I go into hello application. And all I say is I want to run the application. Now here I'm saying JRuby-S, indicating that my Glassfish gem, now this is a true gem that you can download, say JRuby gem install Glassfish. It installs it in your JRuby installation. If JRuby is in a class path, all you say is Glassfish in your directory. So I hit, oh yeah, thank you. So when I say JRuby-S Glassfish, it starts up my MERB application. And as you can see, it started up in 4 seconds, but that's the first time. It warms up, and then it's really quick. So if I go to my browser here, and here I can say 3000, and here you go. We have a full MERB application running. You can do all your magic tricks that you can do with MERB. Now going forward, since Rails 3 is going to be MERB and Rails, woo! So now you can imagine all of that environment coming as part of NetBeans, and Glassfish providing you complete support on that. So not only you can deploy your Rails application on Glassfish, you can actually even buy production support. Think about getting priority bug fixes on JRuby, So there are a few value adds for you to actually use JRuby, NetBeans, Glassfish for your environment. Well, that's all I had. Thank you.